So if you told me in December it would be 21st placed Aston Villa versus 2nd place Folkestone Invicta in the Championship, I would have been amazed. Roll the intro. No, I won't stop. Hello and welcome back to the Culture Left Foot YouTube channel. This is the Hometown Hero Save. I am the Hometown Hero and we are Folkestone Invicta. Are halfway through the season, doing very, very well. 2nd place behind Brighton, 1 point in it, and the 2 games today, Aston Villa and then Brighton. It's a big, big episode. That game against Brighton is massive. First off, though, we're off to Villa Park to play 21st position Aston Villa. Really not having a good time of it this season. 2 points above the relegation zone. But our year is going so far, well, our 2028 has been really, really good. If we go and look at the schedule, we were last together, where were we last together? West Brom and Sheffield United? Have I gone too far back? I think that was it. I feel like it was somewhere around there that we were together. Give me a second. So yeah, I should never have doubted myself. West Brom and Sheffield United, 2 wins on the bounce, 3-0, 2-0. Followed that up with a very disappointing 0-0 game against Oxford on the telly, which is crap because we didn't entertain anyone. Really bad game to have on the TV. Hull City away from home, we won that 2-0. Bandiera and Stockton getting the goals. 3-2 win against Reading. Larea popping up in the 78th minute to make it 3-0. And then they scored 2 goals, 85th and 86th. But we held on for the win. Sheffield Wednesday were beaten 2-1 away from home. Early goals for us, Esteban Trotta and Alessandro Bandiera. And then an 87th minute consolation goal for Sheffield Wednesday from Matthew Wilson. 4-3 we beat Derby County in an absolute thriller. 1-0 up, 2-0 up, 2-1, 3-1 up, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3 with Mark Boller scoring an absolute rocket in the 89th minute. Just ball across from, I think it might have been Bobby Wilkinson actually out on the right hand side, crossed it in, Mark Boller came onto it, rifled it into the bottom corner, a lovely finish. Unfortunately it was followed up with a 2-1 loss to Huddersfield, who also aren't having a very good season, but Jonathan Lecco got them 2 goals 5 minutes from time, made it 2-1, and then a 4-4 draw. Absolutely ridiculous game. We went 1-0 up inside 3 minutes, then went 2-1 up with Matthias Silva in making it 2-0. 2-1, Mazzali got a goal back, and then Harry Davies on the stroke of half-time made it 2-2. We came out of the blocks in the second half and got another goal. Then to make it 4-3, sorry, to make it 4-2, is that right? 3-2. 3-2, then it went 3-3, then it went 4-3, then it went 4-4 a minute later. An absolutely crazy game down at Oakwell, but a really good entertainment. That should have been on the TV. That game should have been on the TV. We then played QPR and won that game at 2-0, even though we got a man sent off. Matthias Selva scored, Carlos Mas scored, and then Olaf Bjornsson, who... Now this is an interesting one. Olaf Bjornsson, at this point of time, had agreed a move to QPR. We were going to sell him to QPR for 600k, no, 800k it was. And then what happened is that after that game, when he got to do the confirmation to say, do you want it to go through? I said no, because he's got loads of teams interested in him. So I put his asking price to 1.5 million, and I reckon we can get a bit more money for him. QPR are still interested. But yeah, he got sent off against the team he was meant to move to, and that brings us up to date for Aston Villa and Brighton. In terms of performances-wise, again, we haven't really got a standout goal scorer. 9 for Bandiera, 5 for Mas, 5 for Selva from centre-back, 4 for Stockton, 4 for Boller. No one like accelerating away, and that is that's shown if we go to the homepage and we go to the stats. In terms of players, no, we want stats, we want player overview. That's what we want in a minute. So top goal scorer, Balahoon on 14, so they are sort of running away with it. In terms of top goal scorer, we're red cards, we've got Bjornsson up there with 1. Pass completion, 93% for Will Dennis. Secured his position as our number 1 again. However, Mike Cooper's up there for penalty save, 1 from 1. Matteo Mariani's got 3 player of the matches, putting him in 3rd for player of the match totals. Games 1, Joe Willock, Rivera. See, we haven't got anyone in games 1 either, even though we're 2nd in the league. Games lost, we haven't got anyone there. Obviously, saves parried, we haven't got anyone in that at the moment. I don't know why it's not showing me. Can we show... I just want to see top goal scorers, please. I thought it moved around with what you clicked on. That's assists. Top goals. There we go. Just didn't update. So Balloon on 14, Bandiera on 9, Aaron Connolly on 11, Troy Parrott on 10. So yeah, it was not really, no one's really running away with it, to be honest. But yeah, it's pretty close. Derby County to Brighton at the top is 5 points. Down the bottom, Oxford on 8, and then Bristol City and Ipswich on 15. So it is pretty close. Oxford are, you could argue they're already down with only 1 win in 19. Who did they beat? Preston. But overall, it's going all right. Huddersfield are having an okay season. Sorry, I said they weren't before, but not doing too bad. But yeah, top goal scorer in the division is playing for Nottingham Forest, who's not even in the playoffs at the moment. So it's been interesting. On the job front, I really now want to do an international job, because we're coming obviously into the summer in real life where there will not be any international tournaments. I want to do it. Oh, hello. He's really insecure now. So I'm going to declare my interest, which will piss the board off. Left foot is not considered to have any chance of getting the job. Oh, damn. Let's get into the game against Aston Villa to try and console ourselves of not having any chance of getting the England job. This is how we're going to line up. Dennis in goal, Selva, Wilkinson, Trotter, Mariani, Bolla, Medina, Rajic, Milner, Bandiera, and they're the wrong way around. Mas and Bandiera. Rajic comes into the playmaking role. We've had a few injuries. We can put Cisse, he's back from injury as well. He can go on the bench. Now, what we're falling foul of at the moment is this light homegrown player at the club rule. We only have one player in our whole team that does it, as Bashir Humphreys, so he has to be on the bench for every single game, which is a little bit annoying because he's not very good. Bertie, I'm desperate to sell. He's got lots of people interested in him. Baloney, I want to sell him as well now. We're getting bids from Argentina still, but they needed to pay like 2.4% of his wage, 2.4k of his wages, which I don't want to do. Milner's got interested from Hull City, and Will Dennis, bringing reinforcements. Just to tell you about the promises, for those that don't know, you can go to home and then promises up here to check how you're doing. So Bertie, pleased with progress regarding his sale, and Will Dennis, pleased efforts are being made to strengthen the squad already. But that is how we're going to line up. Let's get into the game. Very excited. It has been a few days since I've played this. I've been doing a few Pro Evo things. That will be on the channel on the day I think this comes out. Later on in that day there will be a video for Pro Evo, but I can't remember my scheduling. But go and check it out if you like football stuff on the channel. It's just another football game, so we should challenge them to pick up where they left off. Yes, we should. Assertively, I have faith, and passionately for the strikers, I have faith. End the team talk. David Dunn can do that. We will after this game. Ross, we're going to go and check you out at Swindon, because I have a feeling it's going very, very well, and the guy that we've sent on loan to you is having an absolute blinder. And Chris Kerr went on loan to Swindon, and he's the striker that we got from Man United, who's the target man, and he's been banging the goals in for fun for Swindon, is what I think, if I remember correctly. If not, he's got a lot of assists, and he's making a big difference. But anyway, back to this game, away at Aston Villa, at Villa Park, which was the picture used for the thumbnail today. So if we don't get the win, Huddersfield have a game in hand and could leapfrog us due to a better goal difference. It is all very tight at the top. But Dennis into Trotter into Rajic. So Aston Villa, as we said, on a bit of a poor run of form, but at home there'll be a bit of a test for us. Goes long looking for Mas. Mas heads it down to Milner. Milner filling in at attacking midfield, not his usual position, but you know, with suspensions and injuries, we're a bit light on numbers. Mas with the header off the post, and Bondar then puts it behind for a corner. That was nearly the opportunity to take the lead. Our first shot hits the woodwork. Rajic, ball in, Ferry heads it away, and Matson just gets it away down the left-hand side. A frantic start from Folkestone. Aston Villa actually having one more shot than us. Throw in deep in our half. Grealish into Ferry. Ferry into Pearson. Blocked. Selva clears it away. Can Bandiera flick this on? He does. Bring it down. Mas. Can he get away from the defender? Bondar with a great tackle. Had to get that right in the box. Otherwise it probably would have been a penalty and a yellow card at least from that position. But 25 minutes gone. And it's been a slow start for us, but there hasn't really been enough highlights to understand what's happening in the game, as Aston Villa have a corner. Jack Grealish still at Villa, puts it in. Selva heads it away. Gertrudia gives it alive. Gertrudia is forced backwards. McGinn into Essers. Ball through. Pearson looked offside, but he's missed the target anyway, and he was offside. It's a free kick, and no need to panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. Bolla with a throw in. Bandiera. Bolla again. Drives into the space. Maddison heads it away. Ferry gets there. Tackled really well. Mariani from right back shoots, and Bastianello makes the save. And Brighton are losing because they're on the same points as us. A draw would put them on 45. Rajic, ball in. Selva with a header over the bar. 33 minutes gone and we're just tightening that screw a bit now. It seems to be that we're putting our authority on the game. So let's demand more from them and see if we can get a bit more out of them as they have another corner. Grealish down the wrong end from our point of view. Essers off the post. Trotter hooks it away. Both teams now hitting the woodwork. Yeah, not the best. We need to sort that shit out. I hope everybody in the UK, this is the first video I'm doing since the announcement that you're pretty much under lockdown from rules of the government. So I really hope it's all going okay. And that everyone's taking care of themselves. And I hope everyone's doing all right. I won't talk too much about Corona or COVID because obviously I think we've had our tough part of it in Asia. So I wish you all the best to get through it in the UK and the rest of Europe and wherever you are watching from. I say this quite often for a question of the day. Where are you watching from? It would be good to know. Let me know if you're new to the channel. Where are you watching this video from? I know we're getting a few more subscribers, probably due to COVID, because people have got a lot more time on their hands to watch videos, which is great. Oh, crap. Mariani's a really good... He wasn't actually playing very well today. We'll get Larea on. Mas can come off and be replaced by Rachid Peltier as well. I could probably do Bertie as well, but I'm not too sure. Milnes with that. We're missing that key cog in attacking midfield. Injuries to Sarake. Bjornsson's obviously got his suspension and I'm looking to sell him anyway. I think attacking midfield is the position where I am looking to make a difference for the team now. Dennis to Trotter. Trotter brings it out the back, goes long looking for Bandiera, beaten in the air. Matos picks it up, who's come on, a striker playing on left wing at the moment. Ferry into the box, cuts it back. Pearson shot blocked, and it goes behind for a corner. And I'm wondering if we just go attacking just to try and get that little last edge over the line. It will mean we'll have a few more shots from range. The corner obviously comes to nothing as Calvert-Lewin comes on for Jesper Pearson as well. I think we are going to do the final sub will be a new striker. Bandiera on, Bertie off. I don't think we've got anyone else we can push into the attacking midfield role. We could push Rajic in there, but it's not his favoured position. So we're actually going to swap these two over because Peltier is a bit of a midget, as you'll remember me saying, and he's not very good in the air. So as a complete forward, it's probably not the best thing to have him on. Matos, free kick into the wall, gets it back. Cafaro, who's got a bit of range. He's being surrounded by yellow shirts. We forced them back to Matson, and nothing else comes of that. Nothing's really happening for us. Let's drop back down to positive and see if we can just make one chance in the last few minutes. It doesn't look like it. 6 minutes of injury time. Grealish over the ball with a free kick. In it goes. Bondar's there. Dennis makes the save. Let's go attacking and see what we can pick up if we can do it. 2 minutes to go. Is this going to be a missed opportunity to take advantage of Brighton slipping up? Larea on the right hand side. Can he skip past his man? No, he holds it up, goes back to Medina. Medina back to Larea. Larea to Medina again. And there's the full-time whistle. 0-0. I'd normally be very happy with a 0-0 away at Aston Villa, but the fact they are really doing rubbish in the league, that's not too impressive. But we go into the game against Brighton, joint top with Brighton, as Matthew and Overshadow events on a wet afternoon. Sprained knee ligaments. He's going to be out for quite some time, I imagine. 6 to 7 weeks. Ouch, that is not what we wanted. Larea will have to step in to the right back position. And again, look, we're losing numbers. If we go to all those that are unavailable as well. So Jaden Harris injured. Kingsley Sarake injured. Mariane injured. Stockton coming back from an injury. Yeah, it's just getting a bit low on numbers. And we know our under-23s isn't stocked with the brightest of prospects. We do have some we've bought in. Lorenzo Vitale getting a few run-outs for the under-23s at right wing back as well. Nihilus is looking pretty good. He's what are you unhappy about? Oh, he wants a new contract. Probably give him one at the end of the season, to be fair. Dominik Swiderski is an interesting one. So he's played in a number of non-competitive games. 6 goals in 5 starts, but 15 appearances. He is joining the club permanently. Looking forward to see how he gets on. Chris Kerr is the guy at Swindon. And 8 goals in 13 appearances, a 7.18. He is firing Ross Jacobs Swindon Town potentially into League One, which would be absolutely brilliant for them. They were second, I think. Oh no, highest of 4th so far. I thought I saw you get up to second. But yes, Ross doing a wonderful job with Swindon. who were predicted to finish. I can't remember where you were predicted to finish before. It was relatively low, I think. Swindon. Why can't I see Swindon? Swindon Town, 11th. So you're doing very well at the moment, which is very good, and you're getting a lot of game time to our striker Chris Kerr, which I'm very happy about. We'll be back for the game against Brighton. See you then. So here we are then, top of the table clash. Brighton v Folkestone at the Amex Arena. First v third, actually now. We're not second anymore, but after the draw, which means I think Huddersfield must have won. Yeah, Huddersfield have jumped up to second place, 44, 44, 44. This could be the decider to see who wins the league. The team that we have gone for is this. Dennis in goal, Selva, Wilkinson, Trotter, Larea, Bolla, Medina, Rajic, Kokubinski, Mas and Bandera. Kokubinski comes in. He's got decent passing in this position. He can play attacking midfield. What I love is the training we've done has now made his natural position as a wing-back left. Very excited by that. Love it when stuff like that happens in Football Manager. Yeah, I mean, I could put Bjornsson in, but he'd got a red card last time we played, and I'm trying to sell him, so I don't see why I should put him in the team. Generally, one of my rules of thumb in Football Manager is that if someone is transfer listed, they do not play for me at all. If they've requested a transfer or they've kicked up a fuss, they don't play for me at all. But we are lining up in the 5-3-2 formation. They're lining up in a 4-1-2-2-1 or a 4-3-3, however you want to call it. It is a top-of-the-table clash. Assertively, we owe Brighton after what happened in the last one, and then passionately, we'll encourage them to all go out there and have a go and do it. I think if we can get an early-ish goal, I think we'll be over it. Is that Christensen as in... It is Andreas Christensen, once of Chelsea. Picks up on a free from Inter. Wow, that is one hell of a pickup on a free transfer. Brighton obviously have the pulling power of an ex-Premier League club. That's what I'm hoping, like when we get promoted, I'm hoping the Premier League is such a big pool for players, because at the moment we still can't attract players of the calibre that we need to actually be fighting at the top of the Championship, which makes it a really weird dynamic that we've got. Players in this squad at the moment are basically lower level Championship, either lower level Championship current ability, like really high potential ability to get them us into the Premier League, or players that should be in like League One. But I can't complain, can I? It's going very, very well at the moment, which is great. We'll demand a bit more from them. One shot each. We've had a shot on target. They haven't. Trotter deep in his own, right by his own byline with a free kick there. Rajic lays it back to him. Trotter all the way back to Dennis. Dennis into Selva. Selva, good ball out to Larea on the right. Back in to Medina's long-term injury. Larea to... not Medina, sorry. Mariani. Mariani is injured. So Larea, here he is on the right-hand side. Can't quite beat his man. Gets the ball back into Mas. Kokubinski, Rajic. Medina, lots of space again for Larea. But Mas gets the ball. Larea picks it up. He's in. He shoots. It's deflected. And he just about keeps it in and wins the corner. Positive start. A positive start. We need that elusive goal that we couldn't get against Villa. Rajic, ball in, and Abdullah Ayala, I think his name is, heads it away. Bolla, Selva, Trotter, Bolla again. Bolla's been a great purchase. He's been like a Luke Garber, unlike last year when we had the guy from Porto. Bolla has been very, very good for us this season. A superb signing at the age of 30 for like 2.2 million, was it? Or 1.8? Something like that. Mas can't get away. Christensen wins that header. And Robinson will have to dribble it away because he's got no support in front of him. And Larea makes a great tackle, puts it out for a throw-in. Yeah, not bad. Not a bad start. But, Brighton are going to be dangerous. They're up there with us fighting for the title. Harvey, shots blocked. Medina, Kokubinski. Obviously, normally used to a more defensive role, Kokubinski, but hoping that he can get something out of him in that attacking midfield role. Jallo, ball in, back post. Bolla heads it away, and Rajic completes the clearance. Not really. He just put it out to the wing. Ball back across, and it's over the bar from number 8 for Brighton, who is Guillermo Queredes, which is why I didn't want to say his name very quickly. And mess it up when I just saw it at the flash of a pan. The ball in, Dennis with a save. We're going to mix this up and go to balanced a little bit, just to keep ourselves living. I mean, if we can get the ball and shoot, Velázquez is well out of his goal. So Willock, ex of Arsenal, ball in. Obviously nothing. Rubbish corner. Sort your life out. But yeah, I mean, look how tight it is at the top. That's 5 teams, 3 points within each other. Ridiculous. Kloskoviski, free kick. Dennis makes the save, and it's all Brighton now. So let's go back to positive. See if we can just force the issue into the second half. I'm going to say I'm happy. I think I am going to say I'm happy because Brighton are a good team, and then passionately we'll do it again. You weren't that bad. I've got faith. Get out there and let's go and try and win this game. As we'll get David Dunn just to update the opposition instructions. What's really obvious is when we lack our creative players in central midfield, which is what's happening at the moment. Bola, Rajic. So because we've got Rajic and Medina, who are two more defensive-minded players. Well, that is a really good ball from Medina there. Bola keeps it in and wins a corner, I think. No, goal kick. Yeah, and then in front of them now we've got Kokubinski, which isn't the best. I could potentially push Medina into the attacking midfield role. He probably has the best passing for it. But he's really good in that defensive central midfielder role as Larrea just robs the ball from Gyökeres and comes forward, basically sends him in a loop, but gives it away to Robinson, back to Gyökeres, who's into the box, shoots, hits the bar and goes behind. Not the best from, well, really good defensive play from Larrea and then terrible going forward. So if we look at Kokubinski, passing 12, technique 12, work rate, teamwork's really good, vision's decent, good at dribbling as well, which I think is better for attacking midfield. Rajic, tackling 15, passing 6. He should definitely not be in the playmaker role that he is at the moment. And Medina, passing 10. So in theory, you should probably be switching those two over just to try and get some better passing. Again, Mas and Bandiera really struggling to get into this game. I expect they're probably not getting the supply. That's the problem from the midfield. We do have Milner we could bring on for Kokubinski, but he's actually playing decent. I think we're going to do a double on the hour mark, a double striker change. We're going to bring Milner on in the complete forward role. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, and we'll do Bandiera for Peltier as well. So different dynamic up front now for Brighton to deal with as Jallo goes back to Christensen. Christensen all the way, lovely ball out to Kolokowski, who's got the overlap from Harvey. Harvey on the right hand side puts the cross in and Silva wins the header. Gelin into Willock. Willock out to Jallo. Jallo on the left hand side looks to get round Larrea, who's not having a brilliant game. Kolokowski over the bar. Difficult header. Yeah, they are dominating this game. Let's do a get creative. That sometimes works as well. 6.4 is the obvious substitution there for Larrea. Don't really want to bring on Christian Grant in this sort of situation. I'm going to bring on Cisse and we're going to put Trotter into the complete win-back role. Cisse, a bit unlucky really to be losing his first team spot. He was playing very well before he picked up a little knock. But I guess Selva, Wilkinson and Trotter have all been playing really well in themselves. Cisse goes along looking for Milner. Christensen wins the header. Berg is there into Gyökeres. Gyökeres, whose name I've probably said like 4 different times already this game. Gyökeres gets Trotter. It's a penalty. Rajic actually gives it away, not Trotter, and it's going to be the man that was fouled to step up and take it. Gyökeres fires it past Dennis, and it's 1-0 Brighton. And that is infuriating. It's not going to drop us out of the playoff zone, but it is going to make it that 3-point gap to Huddersfield and Brighton above us. And I really would like to go up as champions of the Championship. That would be incredible. Gyökeres back to Sessegnon. Sessegnon, I've just got to hope this doesn't completely change the tide of the game. Peltier gets back, but Willock wins the ball. Christensen out to Sessegnon again. Oh, lovely ball through from Sessegnon to Gyökeres. Fires it past the post. Yeah, it's all Brighton at the moment, and I'm wondering if we just sort of go for damage limitation. Velasquez into Abdul Adelin. Goes long. Robinson, look at that time he's got to bring the ball down and head it back to Berg. Berg goes to Gyökeres again. Now, Brighton obviously are one of the best teams in the division, coming down from the Premier League. Back post over the bar. And they've got a very, very strong team, as you can tell through the likes of Andreas Christensen at the back and things like that. Right, team instructions. Let's go a bit more direct. Let's go a bit wider. I don't really want to hit early crosses. Let's try and get some set pieces. We're good at them. Let's distribute it quickly to the flanks. Short kicks are fine. Out of possession. Yeah, much higher, much higher. Let's get stuck in. We haven't picked up many yellows. And let's defend quite widely just to try and really pressure them when they get the ball. 5 minutes to go. Berg swings it in. And Gelin should have scored. Gelin should have scored there. Free header at the mat post, but too wide. It's that lack of... The midfield have all played okay, and I think it's because of the defensive job they've been doing rather than anything proactive and playmakery, which is why the strikers have been struggling, because we haven't been able to get it in. But it's a 1-0 loss to Brighton. Not the ideal episode, and Brighton are a very good team. Villa are a good team. 1 point from those games, I guess I probably would have taken it at the beginning of the season. But still only 3 points. We're not scoring as many goals as we did before. If we can look at the whole league and look at stages, So if you go down here, 436 against 21. We're actually conceding a lot of goals still, which is a bit of a concern. We're on a sort of similar level to Watford. If you look at Brighton, they're scoring more and conceding less than us. But yeah, I thought we were conceding less. I feel like defensively we've been doing really well, but obviously not as good as I thought anyway. But I can't complain too much. We're still 5th in the Championship, deep in the playoffs, and who knows, hopefully we can turn it around and get back to winning ways and get back to the top 2 spots. That would be absolutely wonderful. We'll probably come back for the start, or either the start, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe the middle of January, or it's just, we haven't done Watford. Let's do Watford Sunderland at the beginning of January. We haven't done Watford live on camera yet, so we'll do that. Not too fussed about the FA Cup, to be honest. If we lose to Villa, really don't care. But Watford away and Sunderland at home will be the next games we come back for. But so far, I can't really complain. Let me know where you're watching it from in terms of the world. If you're new to the channel, even if you're not new, remind me where you're watching it from. But thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying all the content that's on the channel at the moment. Please do subscribe if you're new. And for now, I'm out. Cheers.